Thank you, really. This is Calvin Dean. Welcome to Thursday Night Football with the Calvin Dean Show. Yes, sponsored by the NFL Network. Let's get down to it, people. Let's talk a little bit about the NFL and the pandemic. The NFL announced that they are not expected to require players to wear face shields. I don't know how that will go over with the Players Union, but we'll see. It's an unprecedented season, people, that's for sure. The NFL exploring new avenues to protect its players amidst the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. However, the league might not require players to wear a new piece of equipment if it makes them uncomfortable. I mean, uncomfortable. Think about that, people. Uncomfortable. Do I want to get sick and possibly die or give COVID to one of my loved ones? Or do I just want to be uncomfortable? And maybe, just maybe, it would give a little bit more percentage that I won't get sick and I won't give it to my loved ones or friends. That's a hard one to think about, isn't it? Anyway, the NFL is expected to recommend use of a newly introduced Oakley mouth shield, but it's not expected to require the use on the field, per source informed of talks between the league and NFL Players Association. That is huge, people. I think all players should be wearing this shield no matter what. The NFL is pushing for the shields to be worn by all players. So why not? Why wouldn't you want to wear the shield? Because why? It's uncomfortable? I don't get that. I really don't get that. The Oakley Shield, mind you, is a mouth shield, a device that is similar to its popular visors, and it can be attached to the helmet and the face mask, but different in that it attempts to prevent direct transmission of droplets. That is so important, people, so important, because this is a multi-billion-dollar company, the NFL, and these teams are multi-billion-dollar teams, and it's really important to keep the players safe, because one or two players go down, the whole team goes down. People are saying, oh, well, one player go down and he'll be out for 2 weeks. No, people, no. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. One player goes down. That means he's been sharing that whole locker room with these people. He's been sharing spit. He's been sharing sweat. I mean, the whole team will go down for 2 weeks. Just wanted to be clear on that matter. A lot of announcers and people are on the radio talking, oh, well, the one player will be gone for a week and all the other players, you will have to live without them. But no, it doesn't work that way. It's not going to work that way. One player gets it, especially in football, then all the players have to quarantine themselves. And the team that they just played would have to quarantine themselves as well. So, it's a fine line, people. It's a fine line. That's the way it's going to be. And there will not be fans out there. Sorry, there's not going to be fans. And, there's a lot of other people saying, well, the fans are going to be, spread out. No, they're not going to be spread out. There's not going to be any fans. Just wanted to tell you that. Anyway. Let's get down to it. Let's just hope and pray that, the season goes on, the way it should do, maybe in September. Hopefully it does start. I know the preseason, they've scratched that. And, there's a lot of things to go over. Cam Newton, the New England Patriot. Oh, wow. That is just amazing. I mean, just amazing. I think that is going to be just a great pickup for the New England Patriots. And they got him on the cheap. the cheap. And maybe he's thinking, well, you know what? I'll do great in New England and maybe even go win a playoff game. Maybe even someday get to the Super Bowl. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Cam Newton is very, very talented. I mean, he's a very talented young man. And I really wanted the Los Angeles Chargers to get him, which they failed to do. And the New England Patriots get him. Wow. In your face, Chargers. In your face. Now, mind you, think about this. All the teams have been practicing via virtual workouts. And this could continue indefinitely if their deal between the NFL and the NFL Players Association is not reached. The majority of the veteran players across the NFL are slated to report to training camp next Tuesday. But the league and the NFL Players Association continue to negotiate how to handle the economic impact on the 2020 season caused by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. A failure to reach a deal by the end of the upcoming weekend, this weekend, could cause virtual work to continue indefinitely. So that virtual work on Zoom is so important right now especially for the new players that are on the team and the new players, and even the veterans on the team to get that new playbook, to go over things. It's important, it's very, very, very important. And the owners today continue to push for an agreement to lower the salary cap in 2020 and 2021 in anticipation of a multi-billion-dollar revenue shortfall this year. Of course, I mean, the NFL's losing, the NBA's losing, the Major League Baseball's losing. That's just what it's going to take. I mean, the players are going to have to take a pay cut. And a lot of the Major League Baseball players are saying, I'll play next year, and I think that's a smart move too. I'll tell you the reason why. Because you don't know, and you have a family, and you just don't know, even if you are traveling from town to town and trying to keep it clean and germ-free, and it's just, especially traveling from town to town. I mean, if you're in the bubble, like the NBA, then it's a little different. But Major League Baseball's not doing that, nor is the NFL thinking about, they're thinking about that, but they haven't announced it yet. And that's worrisome because, traveling, you're in an airplane, you're breathing recycled air, someone has it, you don't know that they had it. You know what? You could catch it 72 hours. It could show up as a negative. And then another 48 hours, you could be positive. So sometimes it'll lay dormant in your body. That's what they're saying. And, sometimes it takes 5 to 6, even to 7 days for it to even show up as a positive, and that's when maybe you get sick. You've had meals with people. You've had showers with other guys in the locker room. And that's what I mean by it's a slippery slope for the NFL and the NFL Players Association to come up with an agreement to keep everyone safe. And like I said, the Major League Baseball, some guys are not even playing. And, I think that's a smart idea. I really do. I mean, why, just to play 1 year, you could give up your life, possibly, or your family's life. You could catch it. You see your parents. You didn't know you had it. One of your parents could get it, and your parents could die. You could even get really sick and die. I mean, there's been kids that got this virus and they've died. That's another story. Anyway, let's just get down to it. Enough, and let's just try to be happy and talk about if we possibly will have a season, what it's going to look like. I mean, the Cam Newton show is in New England. Ah, wow, isn't that amazing? I'm telling you, Cam Newton, wow, he is just going to light it up in New England. And he has a huge chip on his shoulder, huge chip. And I'm telling you, that guy is going to take it to another level with New England. Unfortunately, New England doesn't really have the weapons for him to create things with. Defenses will be looking for the run. I'm telling you something. He's dangerous. He's a very dangerous player, and he is great. And what a great pickup for New England. What a great pickup. And, the New England Patriots have a problem on their hands. Their problem is the Bills. The Bills are taking a step to win the AFC East. They have taken those steps. They've gotten some great talent around Mr. Josh Allen. And I'm telling you something, guys. They are headed for a 2020 AFC East Championship. And I fully believe that. I've already said this to everyone. I think they'll be 10-6. New England maybe 8-8, maybe 9-7, maybe. Still, New England needs weapons for Cam. But where does a franchise stand heading into 2020? The Buffalo Bills franchise. It's definitely the time. The time for the Bills to step up and start winning. And start winning their division. And I really believe that. Josh Allen, he is just a great player. I'm telling you something, a great player. Won an arm, and he looked great in the playoffs this last year. And it's time to take it to another level, especially with Stephon Diggs in the house. Oh, my God. Wow. I'm telling you something, that just opens up the running game for the Buffalo Bills and their defense. I'm telling you, they might even go 11-5, maybe even 12-4. The Bills, the sky is the limit. I'm saying 10-6. I'm being conservative, but I think it might be even better than that. I could see them going 12-4 for the year. They're such a great team, and Dawson Knox, the tight end, he's the next Gronk. I'm telling you something, he is the next Gronk in the NFL. He is all that and then some. And then you have Allen, and oh my gosh, all these weapons now, and their defense is just amazing. The Buffalo Bills, people, this year, this season, 2020, are going to win the AFC East. All right, so we got that division out of the way. The Bills and New England definitely are going to be fighting neck and neck, but I think the Bills are definitely going to win on that end. They have more talent. Now, how about the franchise tag roundup? Let's just round it all up. Who got the deal done ahead of time? Who didn't? And, there's a lot here to talk about, let me tell you. There's a lot of news to go on this end. There's Shaq Barrett, the edge rusher on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, signed a franchise tag. He signed it this last Tuesday. That's what they will need, the Bucs, to be able to get some great defense to help Mr. Brady and Gronk and all the amazing weapons. Evans, I can go on and on. On and on. That is a great pickup. They are happy, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to sign Mr. Shaq Barrett. And what about the next one? Kenyon Drake of the Arizona Cardinals. I told you about him. I told everyone about him. He is going to be in the top 15 running backs this season. This guy is the real deal. The Cardinals running back has slapped with the transition tag earlier this year. Drake and the Arizona are not close to a long-term deal yet, but their deadline to agree to terms will be July 22nd, which was yesterday. So, we haven't heard anything about it. I will find out more about this when I read. Let me see. Yes, he did. Kenyon Drake signed an $8.4 million tender with the Cardinals. He did it the last second. I just got news on this. Drake is just, I'm telling you, this guy is just lights out, people. Lights out. He is definitely going to be one of the top running backs. And when this year's done, I'm telling you, the Cardinals will give him an extension. He is going to be one of the top premier running backs. If you are a fantasy football nut like myself, pick up Kenyon Drake. He's going to have one heck of a season. And the Cardinals are just going to score, but they're going to be scored upon. So they will have a losing season, mind you, but a fantasy winning season. The other team, huge deal, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, you all know that Mr. Burrows signed number one player to come out of college. Mr. Burrows went to the Cincinnati Bengals as the top pick of the 2020 NFL Draft. And guess who just signed a franchise tag? Mr. A.J. Green. I mean, wow. That is huge for Mr. Burrows and the Cincinnati Bengals. That is that's going to take them to another level. He has A.J. Green to throw to, one of the best wideouts in the NFL. Wow. Just wow. Congratulations, A.J. Green. Well done. Well deserved. The one other person that needs to be just talked about. He's a running back from the Tennessee Titans. He agreed to a long-term deal. Mr. Derrick Henry, who signed his franchise tag on April 2nd, mind you, agreed to a long-term contract ahead of the deadline for 4 years, $50 million. Wow. I'm telling you, that right there is huge for the Tennessee Titans. They got him for another 4 years. That's huge. And I mean, all the defenses around there, they're going, oh man, my head is spinning. One of the best running backs out there in the NFL signs a 4-year deal with the Tennessee Titans. Mr. Derrick Henry, congratulations to you, sir. The next person, let's go to Hunter Henry, the tight end, the superstar tight end of the Los Angeles Chargers, signed a franchise tag. Henry signed his franchise tag on April 13th, mind you. And the Chargers do not expect to reach a long-term deal with him until this 1 year is played out. I don't know if that's smart or not. I know he gets hurt a lot, but man, I don't know about that. Anyway, Chargers. I mean, you don't get Cam Newton, and now you're balking on Hunter Henry. Wow. Man, you deserve to lose. I mean, I don't know who is running that organization, who is the GM. I mean, the guy must be out of his mind. You know, if I was owner, I would fire that GM in a second. You know, unlike the Kansas City Chiefs, how about this? Defensive tackle Chris Jones, mind you, Chris Jones. They just signed a $500 million deal to Mr. Mahomes for 10 years, right? And they turn around and they've signed one of the premier defensive tackles of the NFL to a 4-year deal, mind you, 4 years, okay, for $85 million. Wow. I mean, that is a wow, people. Oh, I'm telling you, that right there is huge for the Kansas City Chiefs. And, you know, Baltimore Ravens, same thing. Baltimore Ravens, Matthew Judon, the edge rusher. They signed his franchise tag. Judon signed his franchise tag on May 28th, who plays the outside linebacker and a defensive end and will earn, ready, $16.8 million on the tag for 1 year. And I'm telling you something, the Baltimore Ravens better get down to it and sign this guy for a longer term before they lose him. I know they need to sign some other players and all that stuff, but, you know, get down to it, guys. You know, why do you think the Kansas City Chiefs won a championship? Hello. You know, they're taking care of their players. What about the Dallas Cowboys? Mr. Dak Prescott. Signed his franchise tag, exclusive tag, on June 22nd. The quarterback did not reach a long-term deal with Dallas before the deadline. And, you know, he's going to make $34 million this year. And then if they sign him next year, it's astronomical. It's like in the 40s. And so what do you get out of that? What I get out of that is either he steps up to the plate and proves himself this year, or the next year they will be letting him go. I can guarantee you that's what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. Last but not least, the 49ers. My dear friend Nicole, a huge 49ers fan. Her dad, let's all pray that her dad is getting better. He had COVID. My heart goes out to her entire family. She's a huge 49ers fan, so I had to give a little 49ers information for Miss Nikki. Miss Nikki, Trent Williams, a huge tackle from the Washington Redskins, signed with the team of your dream, the San Francisco 49ers. He signed a reconstructed deal with the 49ers and passed a physical. Wow. I am so happy. There's $12.5 million due this season of his final year of his 5-year extension with the Washington Redskins. So they're going to have to pay him that. And they just reconstructed the whole entire contract. I'm telling you, this guy's a real deal. Offensive tackles, they are just they're not a dime a dozen, guys. It's hard to get one. It is really hard to get one. And this guy is the real deal. He's like a house. I mean, the guy is a Pro Bowler. He's a house. I mean, you want a good running game? You want to protect the quarterback, Jimmy G? This is the guy. Wow. And Washington let him go. Washington deserves everything they got. Really, they deserve everything. Everything they've gotten, they deserve. They will have another losing season this year, guaranteed. And Mr. Williams will have a winning season with a winning team, the San Francisco 49ers, and hopefully they will make it to the championship game again this year. I'm sure they will. They have the team, they have the talent to get them there. Maybe even the Super Bowl. I don't know. I'm not predicting that, but I have been wrong in the past, not many times. But anyway, I think this is a huge get for the 49ers. This guy is huge. You got to see him play. Congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers. They are one heck of a team, that's for sure. The Cardinals agreed to a $20 million deal with the first rounder, Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. That kid is just great. I'm telling you, that kid is great. And then Chase Young signs his rookie contract with Washington. And what about Mr. Antonio Brown? First, he wants to retire. He tweets that he's retiring. And now he doesn't want to retire. I don't know, people. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. That's for sure. It will be one heck of a season when it does start. There's a lot of great players on every team. It's going to be so much fun to watch them play, even if they are playing without fans. It's going to be fun just to watch football. I think we all need it. I'm going to go over the offensive lines, the top 5 offensive lines, and I'm just going to blow them out there right now. Number 5, I'm giving to the San Francisco 49ers. Hello. That's an easy one. Kyle Shanahan's scheme, the blocking fullback of Kyle, the effectiveness of Mr. George Kittle. I'm telling you guys, this team it's going to be back. They're going to be back in the playoffs this year. The next team, the 4th team out of 5, the 5 top offensive lines in the NFL. Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, that's why I'm picking the Atlanta Falcons to have a winning season. Atlanta Falcons, number 4. Number 3, Arizona Cardinals. Wow. Cliff Kingsbury. The first season brought some new energy to the Cardinals, and I'm telling you, that offensive line looks great. And that's Kenyon Drake. He's going to run all over the field, especially with D-Hop in the house. And it's going to open up some lanes for Mr. Kenyon Drake. Wow. It's going to be exciting to see that team play. That's for sure. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm telling you, their offensive line looks magnificent. They are going to it's going to be exciting. Philadelphia and Dallas this year. It will be exciting. It's going to be exciting to watch them to the end. I think it'll be right to the end, and I think the Dallas Cowboys will win the division, but it will be tight. It will be very tight. Baltimore Ravens, number 1. Number 1 offensive line in the whole entire NFL. And I'm telling you guys, this team, I don't see them losing a game. And this next season, I just don't see them losing. They are just too good. And Lamar has this huge chip on his shoulder. He's going to prove everyone wrong when it comes to the playoffs. He's going to shine. The whole team's going to shine. Baltimore's going to be going to the Super Bowl. So, anyway, on that note, I want everyone to stay healthy. Wear a mask. Social distance. Have your kids study at home. Don't send them to school. Really don't. Do yourself a favor. And the kids go to school. I'm sorry. This virus is just going to blow up like an atomic bomb. and then we're going to all have to shut down, and we're just not going to have the NFL. We're not going to have the Major League Baseball. We're not going to have anything. So, I mean, it's so important for everyone to social distance and to wear masks. Let's do it. Let's do it right now so we can get back and watch football and watch baseball and watch basketball and, just enjoy each other, guys. Anyway, thank you very much. This is Calvin Dean with the Calvin Dean Show, Thursday Night Football. It's been real. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you next week.